welcome to my kitchen. My name is Morgan. Today we're going to be making some apple cider butter bread. I'm kind of making up this recipe. I'm following a banana bread recipe, but instead of bananas, I'm going to be using some homemade apple cider butter. So first off, what we're going to need to do is melt 1 cup of butter. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. We have our butter all melted. Now I'm going to add 2 eggs. If you hear some noises and sounds in the background, it's just my baby, he's playing. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to add 1 pint of homemade apple cider butter. Smells like fall. You can find the recipe for apple cider butter in the Ball Book of Home Preserving. And don't get me wrong, I love the summer months, but the crisp, cool air in the fall just makes it my favorite season. I'm going to add 10 tablespoons of milk. And me and my husband don't drink milk, and my baby isn't drinking milk yet. So I always just keep the dry instant milk on hand. And just make it when I need it. Since there's so much sugar already in the apple cider butter, I'm just going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to get all my wet ingredients stirred up. Now the dry ingredients. 2 tablespoons of baking powder. 1 tablespoon baking soda. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And 4 cups of flour. And now I'll just give this a stir. I'm going to add a touch more milk. I'm just trying to find the right consistency because I'm kind of just basing this recipe off of one of my tried and true ones. All right, that looks good to me. Now I'm going to grease my 2 bread pans. And I'm just going to use a little bit of avocado oil. Now I'm going to split the batter evenly into the 2 loaf pans. And then I'm just pushing the batter into all the corners. The batter is plenty sweet for me and my husband's liking. I'm just gonna add a little bit more cinnamon to it and just swirl it throughout. All right, we are all set to go into the oven. Set my timer for about 40 minutes and check them. They should be done anywhere in between 40 to 50 minutes. While I'm waiting on the apple bread to bake, I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 freezer meals into my freezer. I found some blood orange ginger marmalade that I made almost 2 years ago now. And I've tried this recipe once just on a whim, and me and my husband really liked it. So I'm gonna go ahead and label my bags. I have a 4-pound bag of frozen chicken breast that I'm just gonna split in half between these 2 Ziploc bags. Now I'm gonna wash my hands. Next, I'm gonna add 1 jar of the blood orange ginger marmalade into each bag. Next, I'm gonna add pepper. Probably like 2 teaspoons worth. I eyeball everything, so when it comes to cooking, I'm gonna add some ginger. Probably a teaspoon's worth. And I added about a teaspoon worth of salt. Now I'm just gonna smush everything together. I'm gonna add 1 more half pint to each jar of the marmalade, just because I think it could use a little bit more moisture. Because how I'm gonna cook this is I'm gonna put it in the slow cooker and just let it cook until the chicken is done. And then I shred it up and I serve it over rice. I had made the blood orange marmalade for my husband at his request, but he doesn't tend to eat it just like out of the jar, like on toast or anything. So I had to find a creative way to use it, and I thought, you know what, orange chicken sounds good. So I tried it the one day and we both really liked it. So it's a great way to use up the marmalade that otherwise would just be sitting on the pantry shelf and not being used. The recipe for the blood orange ginger marmalade is from the Ball Blue Book. You don't have to go through the hassle of making the blood orange ginger marmalade. You could totally just go to the store and just buy orange marmalade if you wanted to make it and just add ginger. So 2 freezer meals in the freezer. If you're interested in watching me make any gluten-free freezer meals or just freezer meals in general, just leave a comment down below and I'd love to hear your feedback. I had these in the oven for about 65 minutes. Our bread is cooled down, so let's go ahead and cut us a slice. Doesn't that look good? Add a little butter. butter on it, and oh my goodness. All set then. So like I said, I doubled this recipe. So I'll leave the ingredients down below for just 1 times the recipe. Thank you for coming along with me today while we made the apple bread, trying to use up some of the things that we have stored in the pantry, and putting 2 freezer meals into my freezer. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. It's approved by the baby too.